Sharan Pasricha's entrepreneurialism at first became obvious while he was fair 6-year ancient. He was in the at first year of initial high school, and begun marketing the sandwiches his mum done for him to his schoolmates. I was manufacturing a nice income, and so I solved to ask my mum to do me more than sandwiches for dinner, recalls the 38-year-old, who grew up in Mumbai in India. It was large before I begun receive hungry and duplicating the cost. A parental close his mom at a high school occasion, and complained on the soaring cost label. The brave young man was trapped of this fuss came acrobatics downward, he says in a laughter. Sharan is a nature narrator, dishing out anecdotes on how hurrying has impregnated his lifetime. His at first vocational flavor of business came at 22, while he company-founded UK-based Race Print, a undergraduate print and sale agent that he ran for 3 years following outgoing college in London. His entrepreneurial ghost trapped the focus of an gaffer in Delhi, who lured Sharan behind to his motherland to get above his skin clothes industry. It was really hard, admits the quick-talking Sharan. I was 25, and I was fleeing an organization of 300 human beings in the manufacture industry. But it was training. I learned on turnover, financial, delivery circuit, margins, and human beings skills. In spite his absence of expertise, he says he rotated the industry about, and turnover and profits jumped. Following 3 years, Sharan abandoned the job to research for a Wizard of Industry Authority skill at London Industry High School, time as well making an internship at the individual justice company Superior Equity. It was at Superior, wherever he treated on investment in hotels and undergraduate lodging, how he found his inviting. Hotels are an exciting crossroad of neighborhood, style, society, operative, and meal and sip. Think if you could handicraft a carrier about these wonderful things you're ardent on. During a year of ending in 2011, he set up Ennismore Assets, supported by individual investors, and the team went on to buy the fashionable Hoxton Inn in East London for £65 in 2012. His at first go was to renew the Shoreditch-based inn, whose mark had been weary, and he ended up conducting a year practically residing in the inn. I walked in and entered by myself to the 40 personnel who treated down there and told, I'm departure to be suspended out in you. I learnt by making. Sharan as well driven in external assist, employing members Clubhouse Soho building to run the small restaurant, as upgrade the bedrooms, and creation a hireable events and meetings area named The Flat. Turnover and profits climbed, and he rapidly implemented the inn wouldn't fare be a off draft. Down there was an prospect to increase and scope the mark. We mind, how do we do the once again in London? We consumable a lot of period in various neighborhoods. The team outdoor a other London inn in Holborn in 2014, and has with advanced to Amsterdam, Paris and the US, in hotels in New York, Portland and Chicago. Sites in Los Angeles and Southwark in London are in the pipe. Ennismore's shop hotels tend to be in trendy locations and boasting fashionable decoration. Yet, in a surprise party go, Sharan solved 2 branches out in 2015 and purchased the conventional Gleneagles Inn in Perthshire, Scotland. Outdoor in 1924, the List Inn has in latter year been more than related in golfers rather than hipsters, boasts 3 of its own courses, one intended by ex-game of golf celebrity Nest Nicklaus. But Sharan, whose former wife is Scotch, had frequently stayed at the inn, and while it came up for selling he jumped at the prospect. Our dissertation was there's an wonderful mark in an wonderful story, but it had lose which it was. So we looked behind via the archive at how we could give it behind to the stormy 1920s and 30s, while it was portion of the public schedule, and human beings would get the boat train up of London. He says Ennismore has repaired the inn, keeping its Scotch sameness, but injection a more than modern sense. Onto its newest accounts, Ennismore Assets had rental income of £1 in 2017, up of £1 the early year. To tax income bring down of £1 to £1 as the company reinvested in its hotels. Supervision and city in conception how not just plant in London but as well wandering so is difficult, says Melinda Stevens, text editor of Termnast Traveler, that over the year mentioned Sharan as one of this 44 human beings change the way we journey. She says the problem for Ennismore now is to hold increasing in an always more than competition marketplace. This shop in conception has be thing of a cliche very, it's anything brand new. So down there's a lot of contest in cities such as London, and it's hard to stay of. Perhaps Sharan's force comes of the reality he doesn't go of a conventional in backdrop, so doesn't include any hover UPS in which you can and can't make. Sharan admits how job can occasionally get above, but he has begun to participate so he has more than period to expend in his woman, E. Shah, a businesswoman and the child of Hindu multimillionaire Sunil Mittal, and their 2 family. The household dwell in London. I type of necessary to aware all on the industry, I'm a monitoring whim, he admits. It's been an exciting transfer, and I'm yet training each date. But I've driven in very clever human beings who I trust on, and include controlled to let come.